Hey, this is Joe Stone and you're watching my Spinnin Academy XL Masterclass. Today we're going to talk about melodies and how to get good melodies and how to create them and how to approach them. What is a good melody? I think a good melody is when it still sticks in your head after listening it one or two times. So for example, if you get inspired by or hear a track on the radio, why is it catchy? It's always very simple. You almost think like, well, I can do that, you know. It's not easy to create an original melody because a lot of tracks are coming out and a lot of melodies are dropping left and right, you know. So it's not easy to create a good melody and to be original, but I'm going to show you how I approach my melodies. So let's get in. Let's just get a basic scale, for example, like this. You can see on the screen what notes I play. So for example, the most used scale is the A minor scale, especially in dance, you know. So for example, is this. As you notice, I switched some notes and the kind of progression and the stance of the chords. So for example, you can play the A minor scale normally or low or lower. It's exactly the same chord, but it's played on a different stance, for example. So, but it's the same chord. And if you hear carefully, usually a chord is built out of 3 notes. You already hear almost a melody, for example. I play the chord and you already know, oh yeah, the if you have, for example, the bass note of the chord and the third note, and you only play the bass note and the third note, you get this. That's already how you can create a melody. And you can also make your own addition to it, so it gets more playful, but you need to keep it simple. So for example, so another thing is this. So if you have another chord progression like this, so we now are starting on the F major key. So we got the A minor key, F major key, G major key, A minor key, D minor key, and C. You can play with these chords, for example. So if you play a chord progression like this, starting on the F major, but it's still the A minor scale. You can also play with the third note and the bass note to create a melody already. So if you play the bass note and the third note, you can also hear a melody already. Very simple, and you can already remember the melody after listening to it already once. So you can make more complex by adding a few notes, but the bass melody stays the same. For example, so that's a very simple melody you can already remember, but you can also do it with a fifth, for example. So remember, this is the bass note, third note, fifth note. So what I usually do for 8 bars, for example, I I close it off. So I make an end note to make it sound different. So the first time you go like this. I go up, so you get more variation, or else it gets very still and repetitive. So for example, we can record this. Very simple. So now we record this. So let me quantize this. So that's a very basic melody progression. And usually when I have a beat, I already set up a beat already. And now I'm going to use some sounds. So I already know the bass line, so it's like this. Probably something like that. You can play around with it. So I record the bass line, probably with a little bit of swing. So now we get a bass line. Now we're going to record the top melody, the third note. The end part is not really good, but you can also edit the notes afterwards, of course, for those of you who can play the keyboard really good. So this is a wrong note. So let's hear the melody. Now at the end I want yeah, that's very easy to recognize again. So probably there's something like this. Very easy to remember. So let's hear the whole thing. So let's copy this to the second part, where you get to the second piece of the drop. So the next 8 bars. So now you can drop another piano on top of it, so to support the melody, for example, like this. Something like this, maybe with a bass note. So now let's hear the piano solo. So I'm always also playing at the end like this. So it goes together with the bass line. Max out the volume of all notes. So let's hear the complete thing. So that's how you create melodies, and you can also for example, make this half time, so now it's going like this. What you also can do is make it twice as fast. So, for example, so that is twice as fast as the previous chord progression. So, and you can also do the same thing with the melody. So that's we can record that. So quantize this. Now we're gonna record the melody. 2, 3, 4. So at the end I made a little variation. Something like that, to make it more interesting. But the basis is still simple. So we're gonna quantize this as well. And now the bass line, exact the same, but then twice as fast. A few layers of bass, so that's okay. Yeah, so that's how you made melodies. So it's exactly the same but twice as fast, or almost the same. So this is the first one. Pretty basic, and this is the second one. So guys, that's it. So my name is Joe Stone. Thank you for watching my masterclass. Let me know in the comments what you think of the masterclass, and maybe I'll see you next time.